What's the biggest misconception of you? What's one thing people think about you, but it's not true?
The biggest misconception, I would say, is that they think that I'm the girl from a reality show. They think that that's my persona, that's who I am, and it's not. It goes, they have over between 10,000 to 15,000 minutes of footage that they have contained in their possession per episode. 10,000 at the minimum, okay? And then they take that and break that down to 42 minutes. That's how long one episode of TV is after commercials and all of that stuff. 42 minutes out of 10,000, the percentage of that, that's not even a full 1%. How can you gauge someone's being, someone's life, someone's persona, someone's character, anything about someone in just that amount of time? So I really sometimes regret the decision I made to be a part of that, because people, literally the number one thing they say about me is, I expected you to be such and such, or I expected you to be this way. And I'm really just like a chill-ass Southern girl. Like, I ain't really nothing like the person that they portrayed on TV. Now, did I do all of those things on TV? Yes, I did. However, when you are in environments where they put you in a corner and they are instigating, and you have producers setting up shit between people and causing problems, and these are people that aren't allowed to be on the camera. So you don't get to see the type of shit that they're doing to create all of these miscommunications and problems amongst these cast members. And that's what arises all of those tensions and all of those behaviors and all of those aggressions. And it's terrible that people can actually look at that and say, oh, that's how somebody is, or that's the truth, or that's real, when the reality of it is none of it can really be real if it's being edited, chopped and screwed, frank and beamed. Like, if they're gonna do that type of stuff, how is that real? They can take an argument that you had first week of filming, 10 months later, ask you to wear the same t-shirt and have you change up some of the shit that you did that time. Does that mean that that shit is real? No, that just means that they really figured out how to tell a great story that they thought would be really entertaining to people, which sometimes ain't even entertaining. So, you know, it's sad that people gauge my being off of something that is made just for business, just for financial gain, for someone who's never even met me. The people that edit these reality shows, they've never even met the cast members, ever in their life. Sometimes the people that run the production companies, they never even meet these people. So how can you depict someone's story, life, and character, and you've never even given them 5 minutes of the time of day? So, you know, they create the consciousness that they want to create for the people to believe. They fabricate it, they blueprint it, they lay it out. Okay, we want this person to be this. He's going to be the ladies' man. He's going to be that. She's going to be the shy girl. She's going to be the turn-up. Everyone's labeled before the shit even starts. They just have to fulfill those labels as the stories continue. So, you know, I'm the black bitch that always thinks she know it all and da-da-da. Because I guess that's how I came into it. You know, so it's just a part of the game, and it's fucked up, but I played the game. I chose to play the game, and I also chose to walk away from the game. So, you know, me being a part of it and being young and dumb and the way it being presented to me, yeah, it seemed like a pretty dope experience, a golden opportunity, you know what I'm saying? I'm already doing tattoos. Why don't I get paid for it twice? You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't sell it like your whole entire life is going to be microscoped in front of the entire fucking world. They didn't tell us that part. So I'm thinking, okay, it's just going to be tattoos and us in the shop. There's never been a tattoo show that was lifestyle related, that goes outside of the actual craft or the actual art of tattooing. You got shows like Ink Master, Best Ink. Those shows don't go past the tattoo. Our show, it started out with us actually showcasing tattoos. Now, You don't see a tattoo for longer than 10 fucking seconds. How can you call it a tattoo show? Like, it's not about that. It's about the drama. It's about the shit that people want you to believe exists in a tattoo shop. Which if you really work in a tattoo shop or actually be a part of like that tattoo lifestyle, you come to realize that shit ain't nothing like what the real business is. Like, that's just for entertainment. And I wish that people could take it just as that, entertainment. But, you know, we live in a society where everything that's spoon-fed to us, we believe it, instead of going in the kitchen and cooking up our own shit and making it what we want it to be. So it is what it is.
So reality television may not be true reality.
This is what I love to say to people. How many white reality shows exist right now?
I don't know the answer to that.
Just name one. Exactly. It's so hard for you to do. How many black reality shows can you name just off the top of your head?
I'm not a TV guy.
Oh, well, you know, well, I'm sure you live here in Atlanta. I'm sure you know the Love and Hip Hops. Like, this ain't foreign to you, even if you don't watch TV. You don't even have to have a TV and you know about Love and Hip Hop. But the point of that is just me saying this. When reality TV was birthed, reality TV was something that black people could barely get in. You had the token Negro. Look at the history of reality TV as far as Real World, Survivors, Big Brothers, The Bachelors. All of these were shows that were 90 to 80% white.
Okay.
They had the little token Negro, and that was it. Now you look at reality shows, and what I think is people have figured it out that are sitting in these offices and in these high chairs. How can we let our own people look like this? We can't do this. This is diminishing the value of everything that we're trying to do now. But we can have them do it, and they'll do it for cheap. And we'll still control it. There's no black networks that have leading black reality shows that's on Top 100 cable. None. That means we're not even in control of this programming that we're spoon-feeding our kids, our husbands, our wives, our families. This is the shit that we're spoon-feeding them, and we're not even in control of it in no capacity. That tells you something. If we had the chance to actually control, like, now we're seeing black artists, and this is beautiful, especially in music. Now you're seeing black artists control their careers. Remember a time when certain artists would get shelved because they didn't want to do songs that the labels were like, no, you got to sing about this, or no, you got to talk about that. That don't exist no more. Now you got people talking about black excellence. Now you got people talking about Willie Lynch, talking about Emmett Till. You got black artists are actually talking about shit that 30 years ago, if a nigga talked about it, he'd be locked the fuck up, even if he just in the streets talking about it. Now they're doing it in music, but the only people who are doing that are people that control it. Like your Kendrick Lamar's, your Chance the Rappers. People that said, fuck a deal, I ain't about to even do that. I'm about to do my shit my way, and I'm going to say what I want to say, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. Somebody going to like it. And now look, these are people that are winning the biggest awards, that are at the biggest platforms performing these songs that you would think these people would be like, no, they can't do it. But because it's been so overwhelming and overpowering, they can't deny it. So if we control more of our shit, then maybe we won't have these character traits and these built up storylines of what a black woman should act like or a black man should act like. Maybe it can actually be the actual real reality of what real black people really want to do. Everybody don't want to always be a part of the negative side of shit just because we black. Like, we already getting shot and put on fucking Instagram every day. You already got your fucking 3-year-old son seeing a man plastered on the news, shot by the police. why allow them to think even further negative characteristics about the black man or black woman that they're supposed to grow up to be? So that's why I feel like it's just like, damn, if we're going to allow them to control that, understand that they're controlling our perception. They're controlling what people think. This is what people in foreign countries think that black people in America are like. That's what they come here and they like, oh, I thought you was going to be like this because I watched such and such. They don't be understanding that there's actually a percentage of the population that's melanated that actually values mental capacity, that actually has a value on intellectual property. That's some shit that motherfuckers don't come here and think. They think that we're still the minstrels of the show, the coons. And that's why I had to walk away, because I'm like, damn, everything that I went to a HBCU, North Carolina A&T, Aggie Pride. Like, going to an illustrious college like that, and then now watching myself be a part of some shit that I'm like, damn, this is not at all what you were taught to understand. Like, people don't realize when you go to a HBCU, they require you to have everybody in the school. Everybody. I don't care if your major is to be sports science and fitness management. It could be engineering. You're still required to have a certain amount of hours of African American history studies. And I think that's so important, because coming from like where I come from in the South, and they don't teach you anything about your history. They don't teach you anything about knowing what it means to be a powerful black person, what it means to be a successful black person. Where I went to school, we took one day on black history, and all they talked about was Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. They didn't even talk about Malcolm X. Like, if that's what we are leaving our children to know, then how can they ever think how amazing and how great they can be? This is why HBCUs are so important. This is why, like, I'm so grateful for Trinidad James. Like, we doing a HBCU college tour, a Black Excellence HBCU tour. And I'm just grateful that he's even excited to do something like this, because that's what it takes. He didn't go to HBCU. He didn't go to college. But he understands the value of it and what it would mean for another young black man to have that experience, or another young black woman, or just another young child, period, because not all just black kids go to HBCUs. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, they actually get to learn about our culture and the things that make us strong, instead of the day-to-day weaknesses that we have to see blasted through social media, the news, entertainment, all of that shit. So that's why.
Craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Craziest rumor that I've heard about myself. It's probably that I'm gay. Like, it's the corniest shit ever, people. So I come from a family where we have gay people in our family, and we love them still, and we have no problem with it. So if I wanted to be gay, I have nothing keeping me from it, because my mother would still love me, my father would still love me, my grandmother would still love me, my siblings would still love me. So when people say that to me, I just be like, dang, y'all really think that life is that shallow? Like, damn, I'm 100% happy with who I am, and I'm 100% comfortable with who I am. I actually really do love me. So if I was gay, please believe I would blast my girlfriend all over everywhere. But I'm not. So sorry to disappoint anybody out there. But I am just happy, strictly, dickly.
What question do you hate to answer? Is there something people ask of you that you just cannot stand?
God. The number one question I hate people ask me about is my past relationship. Y'all, let's clear the air right now, okay? Me and this man broke up 2+ years ago. That's more than 24 months. Do y'all think in 24 months I should still be hearing about this man? And do I miss him? And do I... Girl, do you? Do you miss yours? Because I don't, honey. I built a bridge and I got over it, honey. And I'm past it. I'm moving forward. I need y'all to move forward with me. Let's all take this step together, okay? We ready? 1, 2, 3. Everybody took that step? All right, so now we should never have to hear about that again. Let's talk about some new relationships. Let's talk about that part. Some things that's putting this thickness on my life. Some things that's keeping a smile on my face. Let's talk about that part. Don't be talking about when I was walking around here looking like a damsel in damn distress, fucking skin all fucked up, weight all fucked up, wasn't taking care of my hair. Like, I was all toe up from the flow up, and that's when y'all want to bring up some shit? When a bitch was looking rough? How about we talk about why a bitch looking good right now, why the glow up and the grow up is going on? Why don't we talk about that? I'm just saying.
Do you care what people think of you?
Whew, I used to be so caught up on the opinions of others. It was bad. Like, it got me to a point where I was so depressed. Like, damn near suicidal. Like, it was terrible. I've never in my life experienced that. Because I come from a place where everybody, like, loved me. So I never knew what it felt like to be hated. And I used to be like, God, why are you doing this to me? Like, do you want me to just kill myself? Because I can't take this. I never had to go through this. Why am I having to go through this now as a grown-ass fucking woman? It made me, like, angered to a point. And then I realized, so I went on a fast for 72 days. And God really opened up my mind to a lot of things. And my heart. It was amazing. Fasting is like one of the best things you can do for yourself. And it's not just for you. It's for the people around you. It's for the people that love you, the people that hate you. It's even for just your relationship with God. It really gets his attention when you give up things that hold so much value to you. And that fast taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about myself, and it just made me understand that no matter what people say about you, like, you gotta really know who you are. When you know who you are, nobody can change anything. Like, it got to the point where I started loving myself so much that my own mama, she would be like, you depressed again. Because I would just, sometimes I'd be in my mood and come in and I just have my face down or something. She'd be like, you depressed again. And I'm like, you don't even know me anymore. Like, this is crazy. And it was the greatest feeling because I was just at peace. Like, if you think I'm upset, I need you to just believe whatever it is. Because I have the satisfaction of knowing for myself how I feel and what I want. And it started getting to the point where friends, things they said, it just would be like, dang, like, get to know me again. People change. And they grow and they evolve. People change for the good and the bad, though. That's what you got to realize. It ain't always good changes. And some people might have thought my change wasn't for the good because I cut off a lot of people and I cut off a lot of behaviors. But I had to in order to find my own happiness. That stuff that I was around and stuff, it just wasn't conducive to the person that I wanted to be. And it was actually a distraction from all of the things that I really needed to get done for myself. So once I started removing all of that shit, things just started getting real clear. And I realized how powerful and how much just me loving who I am and knowing who I am meant to me. And it meant more than any opinion of anybody. When I had the love of my grandmother, the love of my mom, the love of my dad, and I'm talking about unconditional, unrequited love. No matter what I do, they still gonna love me. Why do I care about anybody else's opinion? Like, at that point, I can't. Some people don't even have love from their parents. Some people have parents that birthed them, and that's all they did. Their grandmas raised them, or their auntie raised them, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. But when you have the love of the people that actually brought you into this world, it's just a different nurturing. It's something that only the person that gave you life can give you. And once all of that stuff changed, I didn't care no more. My mom and dad, they were like, you know how proud of us we are? Like, how proud of you we are? We just, everything you said you wanted to do, you've done. And once I heard that, I was like, shit, now I can just do what I want to do. I've worked for that goal to make them proud for a long time. They didn't even ask me to go, they didn't even tell me I had to go to college. I wanted to go to college because I thought that would make them proud of me. So I went to college. College didn't matter to them whether I went or not. They didn't care. I could have went to the military. I could have got a job at Walmart and just created a career out of that. Like, no matter what I would have chosen to do, they would have loved me despite. So if the people that really care about me feel like that, how can I care about anybody else? And when I seen how much God was blessing me and allowing me to bless other people and pour into other people's life, I really can't be mad. I really can't care. I've had people that women have come up to me and was like, yo, I was with my husband for 10 years and he was abusive. And when I seen you walk away, it gave me the strength. It gave me the courage to walk away. That's big. So if not for no other reason than that, the other motherfuckers that's talking about me, I just helped this lady accomplish a major feat in her life. You know what I'm saying? There's women who've come up to me like, I've been wanting to do this business for mad long and I just never had the guts to do it. And now I'm actually just stepping out on faith and taking the first step. And I'm like, that's all you got to do. And they're motivated and inspired by my little old life. If that's all I've gotten out of it, that's more than enough. So to all the people that talk shit about me, they don't really affect me when I got so many other people that's reciprocating the love that I've been able to give, and they do it tenfold. I have so many people that show me so much love. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed, like I can't receive it.
So what was the turning point exactly? You mentioned there was a turn, but publicly, where would we have seen that turning point where you had stopped caring about another's opinion? Or was it before you were in the public eye?
No, definitely not. This TV shit fucked my life up. Shit was the biggest gift and curse that you could expect.
Thinking back, what was that turning point where you just stopped caring about another person's opinion? Honestly, stopped caring.
I stopped caring when I stopped caring probably when I left the show and I was back home. And I was just watching like my social media and I was paying attention to things that I shouldn't have because shit was a waste of my fucking life. But I gave it some energy. I allowed it to like fuck with me. And I helped somebody that needed my help. And they turned it around to make it something different. And I could have really went in. I could have showed receipts of me spending big money to take care of this person. Like, I could have made it look so different, but I didn't. Because that's not why I did it. I did it genuinely because I just felt it in my heart that I needed to do it, you know? And people turned that shit into something different. And when I realized that I didn't even care enough to defend it, because I already knew what I did, and I knew the reason why I did it. And I did it out of the pure goodness of my heart. Because if I didn't, I'd have did it for a check. Or I'd have did it for the popularity, for the publicity. Nobody seen me publicize nothing that I did because I didn't talk about it. I didn't glorify it because that's not why I did it. And when I seen how people turn something that you really trying to do for the good and they turn it into something fucked up, I said, this world is some fucked up shit. These niggas is crazy as hell. Like, they will take anything and make it bad. Even like right now, I did a Sister Circle interview this morning, and, you know, I was really honest, and I needed that. Like, I was around some strong black women, and when you're around strong black women, you can't feel weak. It just make you feel empowered. I don't give a fuck where you come from. I don't give a fuck what race you are. I don't care if you're a man, woman, or child. When you are around a strong black woman, you feel empowered. It's just, that's what God gave. That's what God gave us. People took that and was like, oh, but she was on the show. She did do this. She did do that. Damn, bitch, I can't grow. Damn, I can't see myself and see how fucked up I was. And acknowledge the error in my ways and grow from that shit. I can't do that. Because that's what it did for me. For you, it entertains you and made you laugh or fucking love or hate me. But for me, this was my real life. And I had to see that shit. And I had to definitely dig deep and, like, understand, like, what are you doing? This ain't even the type of environment you supposed to be in. These ain't even the type of friends you supposed to have. Like, my real friends are nothing like the friends that people thought I had. My real friends are completely different. They live completely different lives. And you understand why we're real friends if you really knew them. But because this is the platform that I'm a part of that's ostracized on a national TV show, you think that that's all my life is. That's when you realize motherfuckers is just fucked up. It ain't me. Hell, I learned from the shit. I seen, I ain't gonna front, I was a fucked up bitch. I said some fucked up shit to some people, and I apologize. And if they don't accept my apology, that's on them. God knows my heart. I'm not gonna definitely dwell on none of that shit when I have producers in my ear. When I tell you the shit they do, y'all just, you would react fucked up too. Because you can't tell a lie from the truth. Because there's so much shit going on around you, and they make sure that that's what it is. So you can't even focus on what you need to focus on. When I seen all that shit, and I'm looking at myself from the outside, and I got a niece that loves me more than anything, who's 2 years old, and I got a nephew who's 7, who called me Cece, and I take him everywhere. Like, he's met all my athlete friends. Like, he's gone to basketball games. He's got to meet he's seen Michael Jordan. Like, he's been in the presence of all of this amazing shit because of me. But that which have made me amazing, to some people's eyes, is some negative shit. No, I gotta flip this around. Because I know my greatness and I know my ability. And I know why I had to go through all of this. Because I had to be an example. I had to be a vessel. And I was strong enough to actually get through it. Some motherfuckers ain't strong enough for this shit. Some people quit. Some people kill themselves. Some people turn to drugs. Some people turn the shit to a crazy house. It's 1,000,001 places that I could be other than sitting in this chair being able to be honest with you and speak my truth. But that's the power of my strength, to actually be strong enough and have the courage enough to go through all that bullshit, acknowledge my motherfucking faults, see my flaws for what the fuck they are, build myself back up, take away. People like, damn, but you did this, but you did that. Sweetheart, you haven't unlearned and relearned some things in your life? Because if you haven't lived. Everything that you learned is not supposed to be what you want to be as an adult. Some people, this is a trivial ass way to explain it, but some people grow in households where their mama cook meat and all kind of shit all the time. Then you grow up, now you want to be a vegan. But your mama raised you to be a meat eater. a carnivore? Why you over here being a vegetarian now? Oh, you want to change. You want to grow. You want to live a little longer. You want to take better care of yourself. Bitch, why the fuck can't I do that in my life? In my diet, in my physical practices as far as fitness goes. I wasn't working out. A bitch do now. A bitch getting older. I can't be thinking that I'm about to be a young girl running around with these, looking like I'm a young girl and I ain't taking care of myself. So no, everything had to change in my life when I seen the behaviors and how I was acting and behaving on that reality show. Everything had to change about me. I had to start going back to church because I wasn't going to church. I ain't have God in my life anymore. I had basically I ain't going to church. I wasn't really communicating with my family like that. People that I knew was my friends, whether I was broke or had the riches of the world, would still be there. I stopped talking to them. I abandoned myself from everything that was real for me because I started seeing them change my reality. That's when I realized I can't do this anymore. This is not my life. And I got to take control of my life. I have to. So I had to. And I did what I had to. I walked away. And it was one of the hardest things to do. I walked away from money. I walked away from opportunities. I ended up getting threatened to be blackballed, threatened to be, all type of shit, just because I didn't want to be a part of a reality show no more. Damn, homie, I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't think that's the end of the world, and I don't think that I deserved to be dragged through the mud for an entire season of my absence because of that decision. I think that was weak as fuck on the production side. Create some storylines that's actually believable. Because now that I'm not there, I can speak my own opinion. And all the lies that y'all telling, because you have nothing to substantiate them, they look just like fucking lies. You have nothing. And that's the sad part, that they're continuing to do it with nothing. And what's even sadder is we watch it. Black people, we watch that shit. And then we let our kids watch it. And then they go to school and act like the people on the show, and y'all want to ground them and punish them and whoop them and all that shit, when it's your fault. It's crazy. Fucked up cycle.
You did say this was a gift and a curse. Was this more gift or more curse?
I say more gift. I say more gift because the greatest thing I got out of all of this, more than money, was me loving myself. That shit is more valuable than anything. I was not loving myself. I was allowing people to hurt me, people to use me. I was allowing myself to be in relationships I ain't had no business being in. I was just hurting myself. I was sabotaging my own life. And the greatest gift that I got out of this shit, even though it was through fire and mud and the trenches, was loving myself. And learning the real me that I need for me to be. Not that anybody else needs for me to be. Because that don't matter. You got to be what's best for you. And it taught me that.
You did mention in the beginning of this segment that there were different types of reality TV, some more about the craft. This one that you were in was more about the drama. Would you ever consider coming back to TV under the right circumstances, or no? Is that done?
I used to say no. But I can't say no. Because my power is my story. My power is my journey. My power is how I live my life. That's what is intriguing. And I can't deny that. Now, I'm not rushing to go do that, no. But if all circumstances are right, meaning all circumstances are right, that's definitely something that I would have to consider. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businesswoman first. But it has to definitely make 100% sense. It has to be in the best interest of my brand, my business. I have to have an element of control in there some type of way. Probably an executive production, not just the title, the actual fucking I need to be hands-on with it. I don't need you to just say, we're going to give you this title. No, I need to know what's going on. I need to be a part of that process. If it's, a lot of those factors and stuff, a few other things, I can't say that I wouldn't.
Okay, we have to stop because of time? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's just do a drop. I had other questions for you.
No, let's go.
Okay, it's up to you.
What time is it?
We did about 40 minutes.
10:39. This is on you.
How many more you think? Like 15, 20?
It's up to you.
Let's go. Fuck it.
Okay, you did mention you did some sort of fast. Fasting, that's a general thing. What specifically did you fast?
I fasted from, of course, sex, but that don't matter. I fasted from sex. I didn't smoke weed. I didn't drink. I didn't even go out. What else did I not do? Oh yeah, I stopped eating meat, but I ended up stopped doing it for real. And I stopped fucking with social media, which is probably the best thing. But my little brother was running it for me and making sure everything stayed afloat. But I stopped fucking with it. I just gave myself some time for peace and away from everything that I felt like was starting to be toxic in my world. I couldn't understand what it was, if I was smoking too much, if I was drinking, if I was turning up, if I was why am I so depressed? Why can't I get myself out of this shit? What the fuck? I cannot live my life like this. So I just removed a lot of the things that I thought could be the answer. And with that moment in time of just peace, I realized that none of those things were the answer, but the answer was just me. And it's a choice. Happiness is a choice. That is the realest thing. Will Smith say that all the time. I don't look for my wife to make me happy. You shouldn't look for your wife to make you happy. You should look for happiness in yourself. And honestly, he is so right. Because if you're happy, you're going to make your significant other happy. Automatically. You really got to understand what makes you happy.
When you started this fast, was it a certain amount of time you put yourself to this, or it was just?
It started out as a 21-day fast.
Okay.
And I just kept going, and I was praying, and I was just still being mad emotional, crying and stuff, and I'm like, something just ain't right. I was calling my friends. They're like, what's wrong with you? Get out of this, snap out of it. And I couldn't. Probably day 56, maybe, 55, 56. I started feeling like myself again. And I started just rebuilding myself again, you know what I'm saying? And it was just a great time. That was a really, really good time.
All these things that you had fasted from, that was from the jump you told yourself, or did you add as you were going on along with it?
No, that was in the beginning. Yeah.
This was something you did for yourself, or somebody suggested, hey, maybe you should try to fast?
No, I come from a very church-going family. And that's just something that I've always done. When sometimes my aunt used to tell me that, sometimes it's good to fast so you can demand God's attention. And I seriously believe that when you take that time for self and just to reconnect and get rid of some of the distractions in your life, it allows you to really get closer to God and to really, understand something that you might not have had the time or focus to understand when all the other stuff was going on. So, I really believe that it gets his attention, and it allows him to work with you because you don't have all those distractions. You actually can focus on some things.
You did have suicidal thoughts. How close did it get to actually committing that?
It got close. Really, really close. I have to thank God for like my family and my friends back home, because they were really there for me. And they didn't know how serious it was until it got to that point. Then it was like, damn, this shit is real. So, you know, like, I hate that in the black communities we think mental health is a fucking taboo issue that we can't talk about, because it's real and it exists, and people need to talk about it, and people need to know about it. People need to have an understanding so that they don't make some of these stupid ass mistakes. Like, but because we think that, man, you know, such and such, all right, she just crying, she just emotional. Like, don't do that shit to people, because you never know what the fuck they dealing with. So, you know, I feel like that's something that as black people we gotta stop downplaying. It's people that's on TV right now that need to have an evaluation. But y'all think it's entertaining and funny, not knowing that person might be one step away from a chemical imbalance. Like, this shit is real. It exists, and we have to start paying attention to it, and we definitely got to start talking about it.
What stopped you exactly? Was there some sort of therapy, or did it get to that point, or it was a self-stop, or it was your family that may have tapped into what you were thinking about doing and helped stop?
It was a friend. It was my homegirl, Charity. At the time, she didn't even know, like, what she was doing. I stayed in this penthouse building downtown, and I had a doorman. So you can't just walk up to the door, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, don't let nobody come upstairs for like 2 weeks. I was like, I don't want nobody bothering me, just leave me alone. And I don't know how, but one day she got up and she knocked on my door, and I'm like, the fuck? Like, this shit is crazy. And I'm really, at that day, I was laying in the bed with a loaded gun, like, I don't even care no more, like. And she just popped up at my house, and I don't know how she got up there, like, for real. He was like, I didn't let her up, because I was down there raising hell, like, how could you? He didn't let her up. So she got up there, though, and she basically, like, we just talked about a lot of things for, like, hours. And at the time, she was a stranger in my life. She was just somebody that I was starting to befriend. Like, we was just now starting to build our friendship. And yeah, she saved my life. And she helped me understand, like, people don't understand. You gotta be grateful. You have to be grateful. And you have to appreciate people. I didn't feel appreciated. Like, I felt like exactly how they talk about me. I felt like shit. But I dug myself out of that. I dug myself out of there quick, fast. And that's all that matters. Like, people don't understand. It don't matter if you fuck up. It don't matter if you fall. It don't matter if you look bad for a little bit. Like, so the fuck what? If you get the fuck up and you make that shit right, who cares? And don't ever look back. Don't ever do that shit again. Don't ever allow that shit to ever be a part of your life ever again once you grow from that shit. That's like the greatest thing about life, that we actually can do that. You don't have to stay fucked up. That's a choice.
Now, give me some advice, because you did have a turning point where you stopped caring. And some people can care so much that, of course, what you went through, it can, worst case scenario, get to suicidal thoughts, depression before that. But even before those, some people can suffer from anxiety because they care about somebody's opinion so much. Or before that, even stress. Mm-hmm. Circumstances could be different for everybody.
Absolutely.
But do you have any general advice for somebody that cares so much about somebody's opinion that it can lead to these sort of things?
It's like, this is the worst thing to say, because it's like, everybody say that. Opinions are like, we all have them. We all have an ass. Like, you cannot care about one person when you got 10 other people that love you. That's what I don't be understanding. I didn't understand that for myself. Like, why am I so fucked up about these 2 people saying something negative about me when it's 2,000 other people saying, oh my gosh, I love you? Why? Because that's what we were trained to think. We were trained to believe that focus on the negative. That's what you should focus on. That's what you should dwell your energy on, anything that's negative. That's how you fix it. The secret is you focus on everything positive and you just bring nothing but positivity around you. Like when they let that secret out, they fucked some shit up because black folks didn't know nothing about no secret. We had lost all the hope in the world. We didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. Like we done got shitted on this whole time. Now we got to get killed by the police. Now our kids got to see this shit. Like we been getting fucked up. But this is the shit that we do to ourselves. We cannot be that upset when you are listening to people that ain't done shit. Never let the opinion of somebody get to you and they ain't got shit. Like if somebody's opinion gonna get to me, let them be a millionaire. Let them have let them have generational wealth. Fuck a millionaire. Let them have generational wealth. Let them have the knowledge of kings. You know what I'm saying? Let that motherfucker be of true value if you're gonna allow them to hold weight to who you are. Because 9 times out of 10, these motherfuckers eat the same way you do, sleep the same way you do, shit the same way you do, go to work just like you do, might have a different job, might make more money, might make less money. It's no fucking different. It's just for you, though. We get so caught up on everybody else, we stop focusing on ourselves. The number one thing that I want people to take from the Sister Circle interview is how we criticize ourselves so hard, but we cheerlead everybody else. Cheerlead your damn self and then start critiquing the other people, but constructively. Don't just be out here being a hater. Constructively criticize your friends and the people around you and give yourself the pat on the back that you know you deserve. Celebrate your shit. We don't celebrate our shit and then we be mad when somebody else don't celebrate our shit. You ain't even celebrate your own accomplishment. Why you mad somebody else didn't? We have to learn to start building ourselves up. If you build yourself up, can't nobody else tear you down. It's all in you, though. You have to do it. You're the most accountable person for yourself. No one's opinion matters if you are that accountable for yourself. Because accountability comes with a lot. A whole lot. That's like parenting. That's like parenting your persona. You know what I'm saying? You know how to, like, you got to raise your kids and you got to teach them not to do this and you have to parent your persona too. Some of that shit, teach yourself not to fucking involve yourself in, not to give yourself that energy. That's exactly what I do. I don't need negative shit going on every day, especially in social media for me. I don't give that shit my life. I blocks it out. You call me with that shit, as soon as I hear you say 2 seconds of it, all right, bro, yeah, I got shit to do. I'm going to have to holler at you. I nips it in the bud. If you don't feed it, it won't grow.
You did overcome these suicidal thoughts at that point in your life. Do you feel like at this time you still need to seek some sort of counseling or therapy, or no?
I went through amazing counseling. Amazing. I think that's another thing, too. People be like, oh, I'm ashamed of da-da-da. Bitch, please. You talk to them bitches in the nail salon. Niggas talk to the barber, telling him his whole fucking business. That nigga can't even give you sound advice. Y'all already getting therapy from non-therapists. Try it with someone who's actually licensed and actually this is their job description. Not someone who over here being the barbershop therapist or the nail salon therapist. Because that's what we do. We pour ourselves out to people that have no validation in even understanding your fucking business, letting alone you trying to seek advice on how to deal with it. And 9 times out of 10, when you go to an amazing therapist, they're not going to give you the answers. You're going to give you the answers. And once you learn that shit, that's how you conquer you. That's the whole purpose of therapy. Therapy ain't for a motherfucker to tell you about yourself, tell you what's wrong with you, No, it's for you to have someone to help guide your definition of you. And for you to refine that bitch. Take out some words if you need to. Add some new words if you need to. That's what I feel like therapy is. It's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing negative. It ain't nothing nobody can say. You can't make me feel bad about doing it. Some people don't even go to the GYN. Bitch, that's therapy for that coochie. You think you'll need therapy for your heart, for your soul, for your spirit, for your mind? Hell, that's what a pastor is, a preacher. He's a therapist for your soul. Y'all better know what these therapists who is. Sometimes I'm an ink therapist. Now, you got to understand the types of therapy that you already getting in your life, so don't exclude the professional type.
You did this on your own, or it was suggested to you?
I did this on my own. That's the only way it's going to be valuable. When people force you to do shit, it's forced. You going to do it for a little bit, but you ain't even going to do it for real because you don't even want to do it. You have to make these decisions for you. Don't let nobody else tell you to do it. Don't let nobody sway you, because then it's not going to be worth a damn. It's just going to be like going to a job that you hate because you just got to go do it. Do whatever it is, do it for you and on your time.
What about music-wise? Do you care what people think?
No, I don't care about what people think music-wise. You know why? I love my music, and music is just my expression. I quit reality TV, so I'm no longer expressing myself on a reality TV show. But now that they've given me this platform, I don't want to ignore my voice. Now I just got to translate it in a different way, a different genre, and I'm just using music as that because music is the one thing that is universal. If you go to India right now and play some music, and you can get somebody to dance a little beat with you. If you go to Africa, the same thing. You go to Russia, same thing. Music is universal. There's nowhere in the world that you won't hear music. Music is in a monastery, a temple. Everywhere we go, music exists.
What are your keys to success?
My keys to success would be happiness, faith, because I love God. He's so good to me. And purpose. If you don't know why you're doing it, why do you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have a reason for why you do it.